All right, welcome to adding windows, right? So I went through and I added all my doors, right? Based on the plan, I kind of just went through and added all my doors, right? I created the openings basically. Now, typically my doors are about 2'8", 30 inches, 36 inches, 32 inches. 36-inch door is actually pretty wide. 2'8" is more realistic. 30-inch door is pretty realistic. 32-inch door is pretty normal. So that's kind of just keep those numbers in mind, right? So the next one is going to be adding windows. Now we're going to be putting holes in these surfaces, and in order to avoid any like errors or problems or things like that, we always want consistent surfaces. So I'm just going to go through and inspect the exterior of my model. I'm just going to clean it up, right? Delete any of these like extra supporting lines of some kind. Just like this. Alright, so that looks pretty clean. Check the inside surfaces, looks pretty clean. Right, using that orbit center scroll wheel click button. I'm even going to delete like these inner. You want to be a very clean model. Alright. Just kind of take this opportunity just to clean up any lines that were helpful and now no longer are. Alright, so I think. Yeah, oh, here's another one. I think we're good to go. Oh, wait, maybe these. So that's a tricky one, right? It looks like it might not be helpful, but it's actually very helpful. All right, next. So typically, right, the code says, and I'm not a certified inspector, but the general guideline is that first floor, or actually second floor windows need to be a minimum of 2 feet high. Now, that's also kind of translates to the second floor or the first floor of just like kind of standard height. It's about 2 feet minimum off the ground. We can kind of actually bring it up to 3 feet if you'd like, whatever kind of window you want to put in there. So let's take a look at that. All right, so let's take a look. So if we want to, let's just try to match the plane, right? So anything you can do, I can do better, right? That's kind of the philosophy I've generally held throughout, teaching myself, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, SketchUp, AutoCAD, like all these things, right? And hopefully I can get all this information to you. But so for this start, we're going to start with. I'm just going to raise this up. I'm going to go 3 feet on the height. Okay. And now I'm going to find the center of these lines because these windows are centered in their walls. Right? You always want to get some nice symmetry. Right? Go vertical there. Go with the vertical there. Remember, we know it's vertical because it's on the blue. Actually, I'm going to step back. I'm going to show you why, because it's easier if I just move this. Now, actually, it's not. We're going to go, right? So we're 3 feet off the ground. Our overall ceiling height's 8 feet. Right? So we're 3. We're going to go 4 feet on the height for the window. Actually, we're not, because we don't want to go above that door. So maybe we want to be in line with that door, since it's a 3'8" inch difference. So we're going to take this. Now maybe so you can kind of like, I don't use the slotting like this to determine my height, because we get like those random fractions. But I use it for like a good reference. Now, do we want them in line with the top of the window, or top of the door, or do we want a little hierarchy where the windows are a little bit smaller? Good question. Yeah, we'll just do 3 feet. 3 foot tall window. It's a little small, I would say. Definitely a little small. And so L gets you the line. Let's see how it plays out. We can always modify it later. And so then the width, right? So think of this line in the center as your center line. No kidding, right? So you basically just want to take the width of your window. So if it's 36 inches tall, right? So what if we do, you can kind of guesstimate it out. So do like just do 1 foot for now. 36 by 24. Let's see how that looks. Not terrible, right? Not terrible. And same thing with the door, but notice how I turn the model on its edge and I push it through, right? Boom. There we go. Not terrible. You know what I'm thinking? I just feel like we need some more windows, some more light, you know? So I'm thinking, let's just go push this out another 6 inches. So it's basically going to create a close to a square. So we're going to do 6 inches, push pull to see how we can easily slide it out. I'm going to move it out 6 inches. Now here's a pro tip. It's good to pay attention, right? We double click. Boom. Look at that. It repeats the last push pull that you just did. It's cool. Now we can also use that to go down. Right? We don't want to do that. Now we have squares. Do we like squares? Do we not like squares? Right, so we said it was 3'8". So we might actually, what if we do up? Right, we might have 2 inch difference. That could work. Right, kind of really trying to maximize that light. But see how it's starting to compete visually with that? Definitely not that. I think we'll go with that. All right, so that's how we can kind of modify and play with it. So you can kind of look at it, see it. So 3'6" on the height. So we take this line, push control, drag it up, 3'6", enter. Find our center line. Go with, click your line. And, right? 1 foot, I believe it was. Let's verify. So push T for tape measure. 3 feet on the width. So 18 inches. Center line. 18 inches to right. Keep your hand off the mouse. 18 inches. Boom. Push this through. Now remember, we can always use that back. So there we go. See how that's the glitch I was telling you about in the last video, right? So it pushes through, and right, it's like, what do we do? So we have to, verify, right? We can't. I think it might work. So okay, so we clicked on the service, and we'd be like, it didn't work, right? I did everything right, and then I get this. What happened? Well, the solution. I can't tell you in the 10 plus years I've been doing this, I don't know why that happened. Right? But I know that the solution to that problem is if you just turn it around, right? Use that and just reference this top edge. I know that that's going to fully and clearly define to SketchUp where that edge is. Now, the last thing you need to do is clean up here. Clean up the lines you don't need. Look at that. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. Balance, symmetry. All right, good. What else? Where else do we have? Oh, so there's a door here that I missed. There's a door like right here. I'm not gonna put that in yet. Okay. I guess I could reference this distance. I'm gonna go 6 inches. I know that on a door frame there's 2 studs next to each other, maybe even 3. So that's 2, 4, 6. So I'm gonna go 6 inches. And I'm going to go, this is an exterior door going interior, so I'm going to go 32 inches to the right. Again, just a personal preference. I chose not to do a 28-inch door and brought it out to a 32-inch door. So it's, a little bit bigger. 6 to 8 inches on the door height. You push it through. There we go. Delete the lines you don't need. All right, and that, There we go. There's our door, right? So we're just going to kind of keep, doors. Our windows are going to sit at a height of 3 feet off the ground. Is there other windows on this? Yes. Right. So maybe these are going to be a little bit. Maybe it's a taller window. So you could vary. And if you want to go 4 feet off the ground, make sure it's on the blue. Right, orbit around if it's not. You can do a tall window 4 feet. You can make it, right, push control. You do 2 feet. And then from this corner, it looks like it's about also 2 feet. Okay. Delete the lines you don't need. That's how we get, an upper window. Right, so you can vary that, but just kind of, if you want to keep things looking realistic, use the 2 foot rule for second story, windows. You could also, I chose 3 feet on the first story windows, but don't try to go below that. You can do floor to ceiling. That's definitely an option. Floor to ceiling windows, but so there you go. So that's windows. Next, we will get into adding furniture in our next video. So stay tuned.